Hey guys, welcome back to another video. And yes, if you look into the thing, my Roblox username is indeed John Wick. Do not worry, I'm not doing a John Wick 24-hour challenge or anything. I'm telling a story today of how I met a very good friend of mine. I'm kidding. That's not today's story. That will be tomorrow's story if I decide to do a story tomorrow. So basically what happened was, this story is about the time I met a real life John Wick, but it was a kid. Like, there was a kid in my class at one point who, I didn't know who John Wick was when I was in first grade. So, I'm like, okay. So I have this kid. There was this kid in my class. We'll call him John. Yep, we'll call him John. We're gonna call him John. And John, he was kind of the anonymous kid in the class, like the kind of kid who looked like he had all-nighters. The kind of kid who looked like he had all-nighters at the bar, like every night. Yeah, so one day I'm in class, and I had another friend, and I'm saying friend in air quotes. I'll have another video about him. But I had a friend, in air quotes, whose name, we'll call him Grayson, okay? Sorry if your name's Grayson. So Grayson was like coming into class the same time as John Wick was, which I'm going to refer to him as John Wick, or John, who cares. So he was coming into class the same time that John was, and he comes in, puts his book bag on his hanger, and then decides, hey, why not annoy John? And by the way, the whole reason we're calling him Kid John Wick is for, like, why is my gun in? Okay, never mind. Got a little off topic. The reason we're calling him Kid John Wick is because he looked like John Wick. He had black hair. And it was always messy, so it looked like John Wick in the rain. So, like, he was always acting like John Wick. Like, he always seemed like he had, like, a vengeance or whatever. He always seemed like he had enemies. Hey, we just got attacked by a John Wick skin. That's cool. So he was chill. Like, he wouldn't kill a student until today, where he almost killed Grayson. He was like, okay. So when Grayson comes into class, he thought, I guess, hey, why not annoy John? So he picked the wrong decision, by the way. Don't be annoying whenever, especially to somebody who acts like John Wick, and has probably never seen the movies. So he was like, okay, we're gonna annoy this kid. And this is what he says. Hey, black hair. And then John Wick, like, turns his head slowly and is like, what? Like, and then, like, the teacher's like, okay, Grayson, don't say that to John. It's not nice. So then John is like, okay, and, like, he has Oh, John Wick's in the shop in my game. I need to get that much. Okay. So he's like, okay, like doing that thing in cartoons where they like put a halo on top of their head. Like, he has this halo on his head right now. Like, so he's like, okay. And then we go to story circle or whatever we called it, morning circle, something like that. But we had a carpet and we sat on the carpet and we're all like, yeah, we're all listening to a story about I think it was about a horse who was different and his friends were judging him because he was different. And then he learned to love himself. Yeah, so we're just going to call it that story. And then he has the nerve to say, hey, your butt looks like that horse's to John Wick. And John Wick is like, oh my gosh. John Wick, I can already tell, is angered. And then our teacher is like, this is going to be the last strike. So we're like, okay. And then he's like, okay, does the halo head thing that you see in cartoons again. And then he decides to go ahead and at recess, he decides to go ahead and just annoy John Wick more, which in real life, if I saw Keanu Reeves John Wick form, since he does a lot of other movies, or did, I don't know if, sorry, Keanu Reeves, if you're retired, and I say you do movies, don't worry, you are not, I'm not saying that you need to unretire and do more movies, I'm not calling you out. So yeah, John Wick is like, okay, John Wick's like, okay. And then we all line up to go out to recess. And this is the real thing this is the whole reason why I call this kid John Wick. So he had a pencil in his pocket. Like, I'm not kidding. This kid always had a pencil in his pocket. But yeah, so he always had a pencil in his pocket. And it was like, okay. So we go out to recess, and then I see them both go under the thing. I guess John was like gonna show him a secret, and I decide to follow them under there. I didn't want them killing each other. And John Wick is like, by the way, if you haven't seen the John Wick movies, according to my parents, I'm not allowed to see these. But if you are of age, go see them. They're apparently great movies. Basically, he decide, and then I go down there and I see him with a pencil at John's I see John with his pencil at Grayson's throat, and I'm like, oh my God, he's gonna kill Grayson. And then I decide to say, hey, dude, don't stab Grayson. And then he's like, he looks at me like Keanu Reeves, like, oh my God, like John Wick Keanu Reeves, and is like, I don't have a face cam, so I just made a face, but he was like all serious looking, like he was gonna literally stab him. It's not like Grayson killed his dog or anything, like, there was no need to stab this kid with a pencil. I mean, just the fact that he did it with a pencil, too, makes him more like John Wick. Yeah, this kid was basically John Wick. Yeah, so basically, after that, they didn't really have many other feuds. So I'm going to be uploading 3 times today. So just be prepared. We got a ton of stories. So yeah, thanks for listening in about Kid John Wick. And otherwise, stay cool, stay awesome, peace.